For Christmas last year, my parents followed the widely known tradition by getting me the undisputed champion of all festive presents, socks. But these weren't just any socks. They were those socks that have a pair for each day of the week. You know, in case my watch, iPhone, laptop, iPad, car dashboard and toothbrush were all lying to me. I had these socks as a child, but I noticed something different about having them this time around. After about a week of enjoying these groundbreaking feet pillows, I noticed that I'd managed to get the day right on both feet every day. This might not sound like a momentous feat, but it dawned on me that as a child I don't think I would ever get it right, and I would even purposely ensure they are odd, wearing Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Saturdays, for example. I might be reaching with a Freudian explanation, but over the past few years I've been on a personal journey of self-improvement, and I think this subconscious shift from odd to even socks has aligned with it. Of course, it could be other factors. I have more time in the mornings now as I have a better sleep pattern. I'm an adult, so I care more about my appearance, in case anyone is staring at my feet. Yeah, those people are out there. Or even that my drawer is just easier to look through now. But I think there's more to it than that. When I first started to get my life together, I was focused on feeling more in control. Before that, I was superstitious and would relate stepping on cracks or walking over drains or under umbrellas to affecting my external life, such as career and relationships. One of my biggest superstitions throughout school was that my socks needed to be odd. I went cold turkey on all of these quirks as a way to take complete responsibility for my life and stop thinking that the external can affect my internal. This shift became one of my most powerful changes. I stopped worrying that not going my lucky route to work was the reason that someone disappointed me in the day, or that walking under a ladder was why I didn't ace that presentation. I did this by matching it with reality each time, and realising that none of those habits would make any difference to real life. I knew that as a fact, even if I acted differently. Tidying up these superstitions meant tidying up my life. Wearing even socks, taking better routes, focusing on what truly matters, which had a knock-on effect towards improving my performance at work, my diet and exercise, my relationships and even my sleep. But was all this a happy coincidence? I decided to look at the research. Turns out there's a solid amount of evidence which shows a clear link between living and working in an organised environment, improving focus, productivity and lowering stress. This isn't really that surprising. But not only do people with messy homes have more issues with emotional regulation and mental health, they also pay less attention to manners and social norms, like wearing even socks. So the research is clear, having a better organised environment and wardrobe, including possibly wearing even socks, leads to a better quality of life. But can it negatively affect creativity? After all, what is life if we can't show off our personality by a Monday sock on the left and a chicken sock on the right combination? This ties in well with the idea that life needs both chaos and order, an idea recently popularised by Jordan Peterson in the book 12 Rules for Life and widely understood by the yin-yang symbol. The yin-yang symbol represents dualism, that seemingly opposite or contrary forces may be actually complementary, interconnected and interdependent in a natural world. The Taoists see this symbol as being, which is made up of the two elements of chaos and being. If we only have order, then life is too predictable and monotonous for us to reach our potential. If we only have chaos, then we have no limits on our instincts, which are likely to lead us to trouble. So how do we use this information to improve ourselves? Wear odd socks on Monday and even on Tuesday? Leave our house tidy but make sure our car is a tip? The answer is probably more intricate than that. Instead, we could structure our lives using handy tools like calendars and reminders, tidy our rooms in compartments and colours, but leave space for creativity. Bill Gates takes a dedicated Think Week twice a year, where he can remove himself from interruptions and use the time for new ideas. We don't all have the money and time to just seclude ourselves from the world for 2 weeks a year, but it's a perfect example of what I call scheduled creativity. Another example would be to make your bed every morning, but with your favourite coloured sheets no matter how outrageous they are. Just because you've organised and planned your outfits doesn't mean they need to be a sea of navy and grey, which I'm definitely guilty of. Or to not schedule any work or activities on Sundays, then do whatever you feel like doing once a week. In conclusion, it's clear that the simple decisions like making our bed in the morning and wearing even socks are more important to our well-being than first imagined, but that we need to leave some room for our personality, where our creativity can shine through. The ideal place is somewhere in between these two, and what that looks like is dependent on you, your personal goals and long-term vision, your shallow likes and deepest desires. Which leaves us with the final determining question. Do we need more order or more chaos in our lives? Only we can truly know for ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. If you took any value at all from this video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button. I post weekly videos on building discipline and an unbreakable mindset. If you're looking to improve your life, then hit the subscribe button and join the community. I've also just released a free playbook to getting your life together. It takes you through the step-by-step process that I use for going from anxious and lazy to fulfilled and productive. It's completely free, so grab it while you can. It's the first link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.